Hi everyone, I'm back with one of my favorite guests, Leafy Dunton.
How are you?
Leafy and I met here at M&N, and ever since we met in our basic studio production class, we've just enjoyed talking to each other about our ideas for projects. And Leafy is a prolific author, consultant, wizard. She does all sorts of wonderful things.
Thank you. And you're an inspiration to me.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm excited that we can have a moment of merriment together.
Yes.
So we're gonna tell you all some stories today.
More merriment ahead.
More merriment ahead. So we're gonna pick up our handy dandy storyteller, fortune teller, whatever you'd like to call it. And Lisi's gonna give me a couple words to help figure out what genre of story she's gonna tell, and then she's gonna go.
Okay.
Okay, what's your first word, Lisi?
Let's see. Halo.
Halo. Oh, I love it. H-A-L-O. And your second word?
Childlike.
Childlike. C-H-I-L-D-L-I-K-E. Okay. Which triangle would you like?
How about this one?
Did you pick this one? Okay. It's one of the squiggles. A story about risk. It could be fiction or nonfiction.
That's funny.
All right.
The childlike halo.
Yeah. Halo. Childlike.
What was I thinking? Childlike halo. Okay.
All right. And we're going to give Lisi a minute or so to get situated. And then she's going to tell us a story.
Well, when Talia asked me to pick a word, and I kept feeling the word halo, and I thought, don't say halo, come on. But I kept coming in, you know, so I figured, okay, better pick halo. And then childlike just spurted from my brain after that. So now I'm presented with halo and childlike and risk. So those are interesting, that's an interesting threesome. But I think when I was a child, when I was childlike, and I hope I'm still childlike, it felt like the world was one big risk after another. I would have preferred to stay home and sit in the woods with my dog by the brook, but they told me I had to go to school, which I did not want to do. In fact, I brought it up, you know, pretty quickly that I wasn't comfortable and wanted to go home. But that didn't go over. They said I had to keep staying. So I think that later on in life, thankfully, I still have to, you know, go to school in a way, meaning show up for life. But I found that by jumping into the risks of life and increasing my halo, so to speak, it creates a positive energy which helps you take those risks and helps you interact with people in a loving, good way. So working on my halo has helped me take risks, and I try to stay childlike in my life and in my work. I write children's books, but even beyond that, trying to take a cheerful approach, I hope, and keeping it as simple as possible, and so that when I have to take risk, when life throws risks at you, I try to make it playful and keep that childlike idea in mind. Plus, it's just altogether funnier if you're thinking like a kid. I love watching children just laugh at everything's like a joke. And So instead of thinking it as a scary risk when you have to do something like show up for life, just think of it as a funny, playful, something that'll give you a laugh, you know, and other people a laugh. So, yeah, the main message is, I think, stay childlike, and in so doing, your aura, your energy is something that people want to be around, and it makes it fun when they have to take a risk too. So I hope that makes some sense. Childlike aura, I highly recommend it. Thank you.
Lisi, thank you for telling us about your perspective on keeping things childlike and trying to have that emanate out like a halo. I think that was really beautiful.
Thank you.
It also made me think that perhaps our viewers would like to hear a little bit about a couple of your projects, your children's books
Oh, yeah.
and your TV show. Can you just tell us a
thank
little
you.
bit about it?
Yeah, I have a new show on MNN called Kids Talking, and I interview children about their thoughts and their feelings about life. It's pretty funny, and you never know what the kids are going to do, you know, so they could sing or dance or just share their thoughts. And I have a new co-host, and her name is Charlotte, and she's actually the main character of my book series called Charlotte's New York Adventure. So she's trying to improve New York City in a variety of ways, and she's on secret missions with the Statue of Liberty. So she fits into the show. She demanded a big contract, but I feel that she's worth it.
I agree. She is worth it. She's a great addition, though I love the show with or without Charlotte. I think it's a lovely show, and it's so fun to watch what kids have to tell us.
Yeah, you never know what, they're full of surprises.
Exactly. And also, Lisi asks great questions like, how do they think about God? And do they like to read? And one of my favorite segments is how to make slime. So
slime, yeah.
It's a great segment.
Yeah.
So check it out on MNN. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, now Lisi's going to help me figure out what kind of story I'm going to tell.
Oh boy.
All right.
I just love this.
Thank you.
What a great creation.
Okay, my first word is going to be leafy.
Leafy. Excellent. L-E-A-F-Y.
All right, my second word will be I don't know. Wow, I'm blanking on words right now. Okay, I'll go with purple.
Purple. P-U-R-P-L-E.
All right. Oh, I'm at the same combination of things. I have to go with something different just for
Okay.
variety's sake, right? All right, I'm going to go with this one.
This one, okay, and it says,
Adventure.
ooh,
I
good
am
one.
not, this is not necessarily my genre, but we're going to give it a shot.
Absolutely.
All right.
I know you'll do great.
All right.
I can't wait to hear it.
All right, my mission is to tell you an adventure story. I'm going to work in the concepts leafy and purple. I'm actually going to adapt this from a story that I told my nephew one day over the summer. Once upon a time, there was a leaf. The leaf was green, bright, vibrant, and young. It just grew up that summer. Now it's getting to be the end of the summer, and the leaf was getting curious. What am I going to do with myself? I mean, it's been really nice to be on this tree. I've been hanging out with my family, the other leaves. It's been great, but I'm getting a little bit curious about what else is going on in the world, and maybe it's time to have an adventure. The weather started to change. The wind started to rustle. the branches started to shake. And the leaf was getting really excited because it knew now is the time for me to make my exit and see the rest of the world. But it couldn't fall down just yet. It was still stuck to the branch. And it squirmed and it squiggled and it kept trying to go. But for some reason, this leaf was just stuck. And its friends were there and its family was there and it was still having a nice time and you could always get a reliable laugh from them and everything. But it just really wanted to go. One day, this leaf saw its friends and family start to change color. First, some of them turned a little yellow, and some turned bright orange, and some were turning purple. And the leaf started to look at itself, and it said, wait a minute, is this happening to me too? And then one day there was a big shake. The wind came, it was howling, it was going crazy. The clouds were covering the sun. And all of a sudden, the leaf and all of its friends and family just fell off the tree, went swirling down. It landed on the grass, but they also just kind of landed on each other. And they said, oh my God, we're off the tree. Now we can see what else is out there. This is exciting. So the leaves started to roll and tumble and tried to move anywhere they could. And all of a sudden, they saw this big, scrapey metal thing. They didn't know what it was. It was just coming to get them. It turned out it was a rake, and it was attached to a person. And the leaf couldn't understand what was happening here. Like, why? We just had our freedom, and now they're going to try to turn us into this, into this pile? Like, what are they going to even do here? So the leaf was trying to escape, and it was trying to pull its friends out. It was trying to see if they had any little fibers where they were still attached to one another. Everyone else was stuck in that pile, but that leaf just needed to get out. And somehow, once it felt the wind shake again, it looked for a path through the grass, and it just forced itself to roll. This leaf had the greatest time. It went down a river. It went into the sewers, which seems kind of gross, but it actually was just so fun for this leaf. It was like being on a raft, sort of. The leaf ended up at the ocean. It learned how to swim. It found a log to float on. This leaf had like the best adventure of its life. But then it got kind of tired. It got colder, and it just wanted to rest. And it felt like it lived a pretty good life, so this leaf found a little quiet place to go on a dark day, found a little pile with some other leaves that were drying out, and together they just decided to rest and fall back into the earth. And that is the adventure of our little leaf. Thank you. Well, Lacey, that was my story of the little leaf. I actually changed it quite a bit from what I told my nephew. I made it a little more adventurous this time around.
It was fabulous.
Thank you. You know, I like to imagine what it's like to be something in nature, something that we can't really experience, so I like to think about it.
Yeah. I remember in science class learning about the inside of a leaf.
Yes.
And my love for leaves increased at that moment.
I actually have a very dear friend who does these amazing botanical drawings. And he used to work at the Central Park Conservancy, so he would get all of this great time to like see what all the different leaves were like, and I always loved to see his drawings.
Yeah, beautiful creations.
Yep. Well, Lacey, thank you so much for joining me today.
My pleasure. I had such a good time.
Me too. It is so fun telling stories with you, and hopefully we'll get to see you all again sometime soon. And remember to check out Lacey's show,
Kids Talking,
and her series of Charlotte books.
Charlotte's New York Adventure, available locally.
Yep. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Take care.